and welcome to another entry in the exciting times down the rabbit hole, somewhere east of Waltham Forest. I've got a couple of phone recordings for you today, boys and girls. I've been trying to... How does one put this? Resolve an ongoing problem I've got with rents. I've spent 2 days now trying to get in touch with one of 2 managers whose numbers I've been given, and to say they do not know how to communicate not just with autistic people but with anyone. Let me play you the first recording. This is a senior manager in the rents team at Waltham Forest. Oh my good lord, I've been trying this number for 2 days now. Right. I'm sorry, I've got an echo on the line. I've been trying to get in touch with someone in rents to find out why it's taken 6 months for someone to call me back.
Okay, sir. Have you contacted the main customer service number? Because you're calling my number directly, and I'm one of the managers.
Yes, I know. The main people can't answer the question. That's why they suggested contacting the manager.
First of all, can I have your name? I gave you my name at the beginning of the call.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's William Gibbons.
William Gibbons?
Yeah.
And what is it you want to know, sir?
I wanted to know why it's taken since June the 14th for someone to call me back.
Is your email... Okay, sir. Let me just see if I can find something for you. 1 second. You've actually done it as a complaint, sir, haven't you?
It went, yeah, but...
Yeah, therefore it's actually being dealt by the complaints team. I'm unable to actually discuss this with you at the moment because it has been escalated by yourself to the complaint team. I've got an email from yourself, and I've actually spoken to the head of the complaint. I will send him an email and ask him to contact you directly.
Because the thing is, complaints aren't actually responding to my emails either. I'm doing them via... Hold on, can I please finish what I'm saying? I've put my complaints in via Resolver, and all I'm getting back are logins to your portal. I'm not getting any answers back.
That's why I'm escalating it for you, sir.
Okay, thank you for that.
And can I ask how you got my direct number, please?
I contacted the customer services people. They gave me a number.
They gave you my direct number, did they?
Yeah.
Okay, so please don't call this direct number because the calls aren't recorded and I'm unable to actually accept a call if it's regarding a complaint, okay?
No, it's not. No, this is what I'm saying. It's not a complaint. I'm just asking why it's taken so long.
Well, you've actually issued it as a complaint, so I've got the email here.
I know there's a complaint going in, but because of the, I've got £1,000 that I've been waiting for, and no one can explain why.
Okay. As I've stated, sir, very clearly, and I will do it again, I'll reiterate what I've stated.
Okay.
There has been a complaint that you have raised. Because you have raised it as a complaint, it needs to be dealt with by that team.
Right.
Okay? If you want to have any form of refund or any forms of money to actually be sent to yourself, you need to submit bank evidence, bank details.
Yeah, but the trouble. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay, you need to submit bank details and all the relevant documentation to do with data protection for us to then issue any form of refund. I will, as your email has stated, I've raised formally with Mr. You have done a formal complaint, and I will ask the relevant department to deal with you directly. Please do not call me on this number again. Okay, I am in a number of meetings, and I cannot always accept calls if I'm in meetings.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So if
I will escalate this to the relevant department.
so if someone needs to talk to a manager in rents, who do they talk to
Then you
then?
need to put it in writing, sir. First of all, I need to have it direct to the rent inbox if you want to speak to me in writing. you have done it as a complaint.
Right.
The complaints department need to deal with you directly.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Right, thank you. Thank you.
There we are. And first off, she didn't give me her full name, she just gave me her first name. So that's not true. And the way she handled the conversation, it was like she knew all about me because she quoted my email address back at me before I gave it to her. So this implies that there is a single point of contact or restricted contact for some reason. Probably because I'm autistic and I expect answers to questions. Sorry about that. But then I called the Housing Ombudsman. I already sort of knew after years of dealing with people like this what the answer would have been. But then I contacted the Housing Ombudsman, and this is the call I heard. This is a clip from a section. If there's a complaint going through, are they not allowed to talk? Because I've got a complaint going through about rents and them taking 6 months. But they're refusing to actually talk to me to explain why the thing is taken 6 months, because there's a complaint going through.
Right, now usually the landlord should not stop any contact with the residents if a complaint is going through.
Well, Waltham Forest are. I just spoke to a senior manager who, one, had a go at me for contacting her directly, two, wanted to know how I got her phone number, and three, refused to actually talk to me because I'm trying to alleviate the complaint by getting through to someone, and she told me off for calling her.
Right, because we usually do recommend that you do try to come between and understanding between yourself.
There we go. They do recommend that the council talks to people. It's there. It's even on their website, to be quite honest, so I didn't need to do a recording. But just for the sake of this recording. Now, I've spent 2 days, just this week alone, trying to get an answer to that one question. I've been with Waltham Forest now for 3.5 years, and to say they have been that stubborn all the way through the 3.5 years, can you imagine how it makes someone with severe anxiety, depression and autism feel after 3.5 years of that treatment every time I talk to Waltham Forest Council? I have cut out, for the sake of arguments, because I didn't want to name anyone, I just wanted you, the general public, to know exactly what sort of treatment I get from Waltham Forest Council every time I try to communicate with them. Instead of giving an honest, straightforward answer, which would have, alleviated all the complaints and all the issues 6 months ago, they put blocks up, restrictions up. They don't accept any reasonable adjustments for people with mental health issues. And they advertise all over their website that they only support people with physical disabilities. And no one does anything. The Housing Ombudsman refuse to come down one side or the other. They keep pointing me to solicitors. The local government ombudsman says it's a housing issue. So people with disabilities are discriminated against by the Housing Ombudsman and the local government ombudsman because neither will pick up the mantle and run with it. In 11 years, I cannot believe that no one in either of the ombudsman services has dealt with a complaint about reasonable adjustments for mentally disabled people. It just means that mentally disabled people, up until I've come on the scene, aren't aware of their rights. And blow me, it doesn't look like many councils are actually telling them about their rights. I have started issuing complaints via Resolver, asking, as part of the adjustment, as part of the award, if I win, that an equalities officer is assigned that people with disabilities can go to for reasonable adjustments. I spoke to social services this afternoon at Waltham Forest Council. They did not know if anyone existed currently who dealt with reasonable adjustments. So where do we ask for the reasonable adjustments to be applied to? When people like myself, judging by the way they treat me, are not allowed to talk to anyone outside of housing. To say I'm angry is an understatement. I am bloody furious. Ian Duncan Smith is next on my list. I have a recording of his office back in January. I thought it was February, January. Literally saying that Ian Duncan Smith is above the law. The Freedom of Information Act does not apply to him as he is not a public body. I'm sorry, but if you put a subject access request in, which I did, under the Freedom of Information request and data protection, you're entitled to all information regarding yourself. Well, on the same recording, Ian Duncan Smith's office said, oh, they would only send copies of what they received, not what is written about me. I'm sorry, my name's on it. If they're writing on my behalf, I'm entitled to that information. Otherwise, what is the point? Or is Ian Duncan Smith putting in stuff like, well, we know Mr. Gibbons is a bit mad, but I have to write to you. Can you formally answer because I'm going to forward your answer on to Mr. Gibbons? Nothing like leading the witness, is there, Mr. Duncan Smith? Send me all the information that I asked for and am entitled to, including what you sent to Waltham Forest Council. I shall issue a full public retraction. But until I see what you've been writing about me, you have to prove otherwise. Anyway, boys and girls, I've made my cat wait long enough for dinner. Merlin's actually tried 2 times now, twice, and he's down there going crazy in his little cardboard box. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and hopefully the police will be knocking on the door any moment, or I'll be getting people swinging through the window in black suits and at about 2 o'clock in the morning.